Hi, I'm Lori Klein, and I would love to teach for IUSA in 2017. It's been a long time since I've taught at one of your national conventions. A lot's happened, an awful lot. My career just keeps getting better and better. I spanned over 4 decades of photography, and I just keep loving it. I keep reinventing myself and realizing I am one of the luckiest women in the whole world. So I want to tell you a little bit about myself. I come from academia, and I think that's what I bring into my teaching is that academic background and the commercial background. I was a biomedical photographer at RIT, and then I got my MFA in photography at Ohio University so I could teach college, which I did for a few years. So going back to RIT, biomed was interesting. It really wasn't right for me, and I had a wonderful, wonderful teacher who said, you know, Laura, I want you to go study with somebody. And that somebody was Ansel Adams. Now, when you're 20, you don't realize the impact somebody like that would have on your life. I just thought it was kind of cool because I liked his work, and man, I could be outside. But it changed my life. And I don't think I really realized till much, much later in my career how much of an impact he had on my life. I loved his passion. His passion was what I wanted. He was passionate about sharing photography, about teaching, about photography, about view cameras, about clouds, about the zone system, about black and white. I wanted that. I wanted to love something so much and also be good at it. So that combination of being authentic and also honing your craft was really instilled in me at a very, very young age. So after studying with Ansel, I realized that biomed was not right for me, so I went into a BFA program. And I continued on, taught, like I said, college for a while, and then I found myself getting a divorce and having to support and raise 2 children solely. And that was an eye-opener, and I realized I couldn't do it on my fine art. So I called up Monty Zucker and I said, help, what do I do? And he said, well, you love people. Why don't you do weddings? And I'm like, weddings? Me? Okay. So I tried. It was perfect for my lifestyle because I would work on weekends and be home with the kids during the week. So I started doing weddings just like Monty, and I was terrible because I'm not Monty. And years later he said, I'm not Lori. I can't make your pictures. So I started being more authentic, and I would do photographs that I wanted to do. As Joyce Wilson and I talk about all the time, one for me, one for thee. So I was doing that back in the 80s where I'd do a roll of film that I was just excited about, which was infrared. And next thing I know, it was my client's favorite thing. So I learned to be authentic. I learned how to put a structure around my creativity, and that's what I'm doing now. I'm primarily teaching, educating, paying it forward, and I love it. And I understand the creative process, which is kind of an oxymoron because do you ever understand the creative process? It's finicky, it has a life of its own, but it needs to be contained. There are ways, and I don't mean contain the creativity, but contain the container around it in order for you to have a structure so that you can put it into the real world. So now that's what I teach. How do people find their authenticity? What makes them unique? How can they charge more money then when they're not competing with every other photographer out there? And the business side, SMART goals, how to make it happen. That's what I do, that's what I love, and that's what I hope you'll allow me to do at IUSA in a seminar in 2017. Thank you.